Welcome to Count Mackular's Words of Wisdom. I am Count Mackular. Today I would like to discuss the law of attraction. The law of attraction in the general sense is whatever you desire in life, you will attract towards you. First, you have to be concise and very clear on what it is you want to attract in your life. Clarity is power, so the more clear you are on a particular thing you want to attract in your life, the more likelihood you will attract it. When you're really sure, obviously if you want it in your life that bad, it's something that you're really sure about. When you're really sure about what it is you want to attract in your life, you'll start to notice that your perception changes. We have 5 senses. The hearing and the seeing will definitely change. What you see and what you hear will change. I'll give you an example. Let's say you had a shirt let's say you were in a mall or a store, whatever store of your choice, whatever brand you like, and you saw a shirt that you really liked. You tried the shirt on, you got in the mirror, looked in the mirror and see how good you looked wearing that shirt, and you decided to buy the shirt. You had an event or a social event to go to the next day and you wore the shirt, you got a lot of compliments on the shirt, and it became one of your favorite shirts. Let's say the next day you go out in a social event and you notice somebody had that shirt on, and you start to notice things about how they look in the shirt, do they look as good as you do in the shirt, etc., etc. That shirt has most likely been around before you even bought it, and people were wearing it around you before you even bought it, but you only noticed it on somebody else when you bought the shirt and you wore the shirt and you had experiences with the shirt. So what my point is that your perception changes when you acquire things. When you acquire knowing something and experiencing something, you will view things differently once you acquire a certain amount of knowledge. So it's a similar aspect to how the law of attraction works. Once you acquire a goal or something you want to attract, your perception of how to get to that goal changes. You hear things differently and you start to see things differently, and you start to notice things differently, and you start to pinpoint things differently. So let's say, for example, you want to be a news reporter. You'll start to watch the news differently. You'll start to notice their mannerisms, notice their speech patterns, notice how they dress, or what suits they wear, or what ties they wear, the color of the suits they wear, etc. Then, once again, if you're in a social setting, you'll start to hear and see things differently. Let's say if you were having a conversation with a friend of yours and you noticed the person next to you talked about how they worked at let's say MSNBC, for example. You may turn around and start a conversation with them about how you're interested in being a news reporter. They may in turn say, well, I know somebody that has an internship program. Would you like a business card? And I'll give you the number or give you the information. So this is a hypothetical situation. So you may end up doing an internship for that MSNBC and then eventually work your way up to being the reporter for MSNBC. What I'm getting at is the law of attraction will change your perception. So that same conversation of somebody saying they work for MSNBC at the bar next to you might have went on deaf ears if that's not what your goal is. You don't want to be a reporter, so if somebody's saying they work for MSNBC would have no value to you, but you wanting to be a reporter, you can hear it now. So that can go for a million things, or whatever it is your goal is. Your perception changes, so now whatever is leading you to that goal is becoming reality in your life. Everything you hear and see has changed, so it'll bring you that much closer to what it is you're trying to attract in your life. Like I said, this can go for a million different situations. How the law of attraction, one of the main things is perception of reality. Your perception of reality changes, you step closer to it. Once you step, for example, that internship analogy I made, now you're inside the building of where reporters are, So now you opened up a whole different door to different situations that get you closer. So every little thing you hear or see is moving you that much closer to what your ultimate goal is, or ultimate desire is, that you are trying to attract in your life. You have to also, whatever it is you want to attract in your life, those thoughts have to be affirmative to what you're trying to do. They have to be positive thoughts to what you're trying to attract, because the positive thoughts will lead to your positive actions. Thoughts become things. So positive thoughts will end up becoming positive things. Like I said, it's perception. You'll notice the positive things in everything, and every action you do will be an affirmative. An affirmative is a plus. A plus is getting you closer to that point you're trying to reach. There's also a spiritual aspect to the law of attraction. I believe that you're born with a certain destiny. So if you have that destiny already built in you from birth, you're on this mission, you're on this life quest to get to where you want to be, what you want to ultimately attract in your life. So it's already built inside of you. So this journey of life is slowly getting you there. So if you use your intuition, which is your compass, and you follow your intuition, the universe will eventually accommodate you and get you closer to what that goal is. So a big key on the spiritual aspect of it is follow your intuition. Everybody's been in a situation where they said, oh, something told me to do this, or I really had a strong feeling to do that. Your intuition is invaluable. It's the one voice that you should always listen to, because 90% of the time when you don't listen to your intuition, or you don't listen to that gut instinct, or whatever label you want to put upon it, you always end up regretting it. So follow your intuition. Always acquire knowledge, and it will get you closer to that goal. And whatever it is in your life that you want to attract, you will attract towards you. So that's basically it. That is my assessment of the law of attraction. I hope you've been enlightened. Until next time, cheers. Don't forget to subscribe also.